got sold out in less than 6 hours. And we clearly know customers are loving this product. But what was market saying? Market said, Amazon, are you mad? Because you are cannibalizing your own business. You are paper book selling company and you have launched e-reader. But that was the most customer-centric thing to do. That was what customer wanted. If you don't innovate fast enough, there are enough players in the market who will innovate on your behalf. So,
I have 16 years of IT experience. I started with Infosys as a system engineer. Then I worked for MNCs like Tech Mahindra House and worked here as a solution architect. These days, my focus is to bring IT-enabled community management in India. We are like first in many fields in terms of community management. Like we have Agri-Reach patented process and systems. Similarly, we are working on the same lines in Agri-Suraksha, which is under filing patent. So this is my area of work right now.
Thank you so much, Prashant.
Hi everyone, my name is Vidur Mahajan. Thank you AWS for having me here. So I am a doctor by education, and I have attended hundreds of medical events, medical technology events, and all that. And more recently, I've started attending hardcore technology events such as this. I am extremely impressed to see that दारू event के बाद होती है, and still people show up. So on the medical side of things, the alcohol is always first, hence people show up. And then the conversations are very entertaining, as you can probably imagine. So on that note, I serve as the Chief Executive Officer for Couple.ai. We are a startup in the healthcare AI space. We are a platform that connects developers of AI solutions for radiology to users of AI solutions for radiology. And we are one of those built in India for the world companies. So we are headquartered out of Delhi, but our customer base is across the US, Brazil, Singapore, and Australia. And I'm sure we'll talk more about that. So it's very, very exciting to be.
Thank you so much.
So I am Antin Agarwal. I have around 23 years of experience, hardcore teching, right? So I started my career in 2000 with a small company. I think worked for 4 companies, built 4 products, right? So the tech number is totally products. In 2016, I decided to leave my job and started my own company called IOL Innovations. So why IoT Innovations? So we started working into IoT space. Okay, so we thought of going into some niche area. There we started building our own products, whether it's hardware, software. So background was software, but we started with hardware actually, right? So, but we choose Amazon because of their IoT service, and we started integrating our IoT platform with AWS IoT. Right, so there we started moving on to build different kind of products, right, and providing services also with regards to it, right. So first we build our product, and then we go and provide those services in the market, right. So we are making products plus we are providing services, right. So we are services partners.
Thank you so much for introducing yourself. I'm sure it will be a wonderful interaction for the audience as well. I would like to start with you, Prashant, right? So Somir was talking about how traditional businesses are now seeing a blend of digital. And I strongly believe that because the end consumers are going digital. So if I forget my wallet today, I don't really have to worry. Everything is there on my phone. I can make my payments, I can show my identity, and I can pretty much shop anywhere, do anywhere, and I don't really need to carry my wallet, right? So that's digitization for me at a personal level, right? And I wanted to know from you, what are the digital transformation initiatives, leading by innovation that your organizations and you under your leadership are leading today in your field? If you could walk our audience through those, that would be really a good starting point.
Sure. So, probably when we think about AWS or any other technology, probably we are very used to of these things, or at least we are interested, and it is a part of our day-to-day life. Even to say, just a small example, let's say Netflix or anything, which is driven through technology. We are somewhere connected to technology, but think about like farmers. They are not so much connected to the technology. They are still busy in their day-to-day life, doing their hard work and selling that product of their hard work, the food grains, the harvest, to some big merchants, to some intermediaries. So I will just, to answer your question, I will just take one small example that I started with SLCM. Of course, the idea was of our group CEO and the leadership and vision of Mr. Sidhu Sagar. But I got this opportunity to start it, and the idea was, let me do the use case first. So a farmer goes to intermediaries and he sells his food grain. Now, these food grains need to be tested, a kind of a quality check that need to be happening, right? And this is some kind of a mandatory requirement in selling, storing, or procurement of the food grains. So generally the process is samples gets collected, sent to the laboratory. Laboratories have some queues, then they will test it, and then they will send the result back. So it will take, you can say in the best case, it may take 2 days maybe, because reaching to the laboratories and then coming back with the results. Because laboratories are not like any small shops where they are like a lot of test cases. And because intermediaries are there, and you have to rely on whatever the results have been given to the merchant, and merchant has shown to the farmer. So based on that, the pricing happens on the commodities. Now, let's imagine if our farmer as well just click the photograph of the commodity and its results comes to his mobile phone, if not in second, let's say in minute. And that are accredited results, means like NABL is the organization or authority which is responsible for assigning test certificates and all those things. So if results come NABL certified, then there is no intermediary and there is no malintentions to reduce the quality, to reduce the price and all those things. So price will be tagged on its actual, and it is happening in seconds or in minutes. So this is one of the use cases that we have tried, and now it is in we are using it in our warehouses, and very soon we will also put it in the market as well. Right now we have NABL accredited mobile app which is AI/ML enabled, which uses AWS services for image processing, storage, and definitely for the transfer of all these data, both on devices as well as on the cloud. So this is something which is going to help farmers. So this is one of the use cases where technology really helps, and helps in the real sense, in terms that food is something which is very essential for ourselves, for being as a human, or any living being. And if you are helping there, then definitely it is going to help the person who is responsible for that, the farmer.
True, very well said, right? And it's a very valid use case as well. Prashant, when organizations look at digital transformation, I'm sure it's a buzzword for most of the companies and most of our colleagues out here. How would you suggest, or where do you feel cloud fits in digital transformation, or how you can innovate using cloud?
Okay, so probably my previous example was on a very narrow scale. Now let me give you a context of the supply chain market where we operate. Then probably my answer will make more sense and more intuitive to understand. We are in post-harvest supply chain market, where commodities comes from farmer to mandis, from mandis to, let's say, big merchants, from big purchase to storage, and then from storage to factories, and then to the end consumer. Now, as per the government data, we are short by 35 million metric tons of footprints. We do not even have cold storage capacities of 10% of our requirement. Then, as I told you about the quality check thing, right? And most important, there is 10% of loss in post-harvesting supply chain. Means the food get destroyed, 10%. Now, if I have to be a player in that kind of market, and I have to be a very good player, if not the big player, then I need to address all these issues. Sorry. And we are having a throughput of 3,223 plus million metric tons with 223 million square feet of area. Now imagine if I have to monitor all those locations. Point number one. I'm just giving you a scale so that I can come to the answer of your question. I have to monitor all these locations because I have to ensure that there must be no deviation to the standard operating procedures of the warehouse management. There must not be theft on which the product management happens. Then quality check obviously I have to do, and most importantly, the 10% that I told you, we must have processes that must lower that 10%, right? And we, Ms. Vicky assistant studies validated that our post-harvest loss is only 0.5%. So 10% is average, ours is 0.5%. This cannot happen without technology. Why? 12,000 plus warehouses managing that at central location, where all these locations are operating at a kind of a decentralized manner. I need cloud. So that feed comes to the cloud, I can collate that and I can see that as a map at point number one. Point number two, to manage warehouse qualities so that the food grains do not get destroyed, right? I must have sensors that should give me all those information back so that I can take timely actions. Again, this real-time application that is happening can happen through cloud by using their step functions, by using their IoT services. Another part is that when these locations are operating in decentralized manner, where it's not like a very simple thing that inward happens, then outward happens automatically. No, it happens in a queue manner. Like lot of inwards happening at the same time, then we have to register it. At the same time, at the real time, we have to give this information to the banks who have given collaterals on those food grains. But these need to be validated by the audit team. So it means data has to be visible to each and every party at the real-time basis, on a consistent basis, and on a complete basis. So this required speed of data. Lot of people accessing the system, so it means scalability and all these things are also in question. Authentication, security is also in question. So all these things within one roof, as it was mentioned in Sanjeev's presentation as well, peace of mind. The peace of mind comes once we have such, we can say, trusted services available that we have to just plug and play, and the rest we can focus on our business and conceptualizing our business.
Absolutely. In fact, that is one of the advantages of cloud, right? You focus on your core business and then let the technology part come on cloud and hence forward the innovation, right? So that's a very well said example and a very impressive data, right? 10% average. You brought it down to 0.5% for your kids.
And we have got patent for that as well.
Wow, lovely.
That will reach.
Lovely, lovely. So how many of you feel that you can...
All stars align. But seriously, there was an opportunity. We thought we were the only ones who understood that solution space. So we took it upon ourselves कि हम नहीं तो कौन, and that remains the case.
Thank glad you decided that, so that we found you as a customer as well. So very interesting journey, right? And you are in the radiology space, right? And I want to understand from you. I am very curious to understand what are some of the challenges that you are solving today, and AI/ML is something you have widely adopted. So would love to hear what are some of the AI/ML applications as well which is helping you solve those challenges.
Sure. So, if you take a step, so who here has had an MRI scan, CT scan, X-ray or something like that done? In pretty healthy audience, yeah, good. Stay like that. So basically there's about 3.5 billion MR, CT, X-ray, PET scan, ultrasound kind of things that are done all over the world every year. Right? There is a group of doctors called radiologists. It takes about 15 years to make one of them. Typically they are rank 1, 2, 3 kind of people. So they have to look at these images and interpret them. There's only about 200,000 of such people all over the world. Right? So it doesn't matter if you're in Boston or Bangladesh or Sub-Saharan Africa, there is a deficiency of radiologists all over the world. That means a couple of things. One, that means that radiology tests are very expensive. So if you compare radiology to the world of blood testing, right? Blood tests board lage hue bade 99 rupees, 99 rupees, and those boards are consistent across the world, right? Pathology has been totally democratized thanks to automation, right? You put in blood, you get out a number. I don't know if there's anybody in healthcare here, if you have ever visited a Lal Labs lab or something, there are no people. Like literally there are no people, but there'll be a room this big filled with conveyor belts, and very similar to the Amazon, journey. Whereas in radiology, everything comes down to this doctor, right? And there's limited number of those doctors, that leads to price increase. It also leads to lack of access to technology. There is enough money to set up 100 MRI centers anywhere in the world, but there are no people to run those machines. There are no people to report those scans, so on and so forth. So that's where AI, over the last 5-7 years, ever since deep learning came to the fore, companies all over the world started sprouting to build solutions to cater to this problem. The solutions, one of the most common solutions that is today available in India also widely is tuberculosis screening using AI. Right? So the WHO has issued a guidance that says that today you can use X-ray with AI to screen for TB without a human in the loop. Right? So it's a huge thing for the industry, and that is one classical use case. So now there are in various districts of the country. It's at the inception of its adoption curve right now, but in several districts across the country, there are people going either ghar to ghar, or there are camps being set up in villages where people come. They are screened for tuberculosis. If AI says yes, there is possible tuberculosis, then those people go in for a sputum test and enter the healthcare system. If not, nothing. So that is one example. The other example is of breast cancer screening. Right, a mammogram is a scan that every woman above the age of 40 should get done either every year or every 2 years, depending on the country you live in. In our country, there are certainly more women above the age of 40 than there are machines to scan them. Still, we don't see queues upon queues of people. Right? Again, why? Because price is very high. Now AI is coming in to do what is called a negative rule out, right? Where by design, screening for anything means that 95-99% of people are not going to have that disease. So AI is being used now to say, this is a mammogram, it's normal, human need not read it. Again, it is subject to regulation and all that, but a human can group all those negative scans and go through them really fast. As opposed to having to look at each scan in detail. So that is, and I can go across. Basically, we talk about this triad of body part, modality, and bimari, which is like, so head CT stroke, chest CT cancer, chest X-ray, tuberculosis. So, n number of applications across this. What we are doing at 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐬 is aggregating all of these solutions into a single user interface for radiologists. But that's the solution space here, and it's exploding at a crazy extent now.
Wow. And I've heard you twice talking about multiple countries. Either you are a travel fan or you are really looking to scale your business there. So I want to understand, how does cloud, I'm sure you must be talking to a lot of healthcare providers, a lot of peers in your group and in the entire value chain globally. And when you go and talk to them about the solution that you have built, AI-based on cloud, what are some of the objections that come to you? How do you convince them to adopt a solution on cloud, or what drives them to adopt a solution on cloud? Or if it were not cloud, how do you think the scenario would happen?
Yeah, so I think the one-line answer is we would not exist if there was no cloud. Right, because again, sitting here in Delhi to have a customer base across the world, my team is here. All they have to do is, in fact, Herman has his laptop on. He's probably spinning up instances as we speak. So it's just crazy how simple it is for us to sit here and open a computer in Sao Paulo. It's 3 seconds. Maybe not even that, automatically you will that, right? So it's 0 seconds. So for me as a layperson, I imagine I'll have to send somebody there, I'll have to find some distributor, that distributor will buy a GPU based system, then deliver it there, then koi bijli dega, koi LAN dega, koi kuch dega, फिर वो OS डालेगा. And we have also done that journey at sites, for example, in the US that are not as amenable to cloud as maybe a Brazil, right? So it is just crazy how easy things become, and sometimes you don't realize it, right? I have this crazy thing, on Zomato when you order food, just look at the number of things that happen in the backend and you get the food, right? Similarly for cloud, like if you just think through all the things that happen at the backend to spin up that whatever EC2 instance or something. So we would not exist if the cloud was not there. What do our customers say? Our customers are going through their own journeys, is what I would say, right? There's many people there that have spent tens of millions of dollars on hardware in data centers. They are waiting for that hardware to get amortized, and hence then move to the cloud. So they take their newer initiatives to the cloud. AI inferencing, running of AI is something that has to happen on the cloud. It's just too expensive to do it on prem. So they are going through their own journeys, which are also accelerated by AWS.
Thank you for sharing for these insights and use cases. Atin, I would like to come to you. You mentioned about your product building journey, right? You have come up with a lot of products. I would want to know from you, what are some of the products you have built and what are those applications? If you could just walk us through that.
Yeah. So I don't remember how many products did I build, but I will talk about a few. Right. So we started with a product called Inspect. Right. So that was for the fleet management. Right. So that was a successful product. We launched in 2017 using AWS. Right. Fully scalable. Where we used to have around 10,000 odd vehicles running, like your school buses, private vehicles, trucks, etc. And then we used to have the parents watching, at what ETA the buses will be reaching in the morning or in the afternoon. Right, so that was the one product. Means multiple USBs, real-time tracking and everything. Means within 1 second, we can tell you where is the bus actually, the exact location that you see on your mobile device. Right, so then we reached to 2020, right? The COVID happened, so we should not disclose that because now we look down and everything. So we moved to another product. So that was for the online recruitment platform, right? So it's like it is managing all the job profiles that we have. Plus, we were recording the interactions between candidate and the expert who was taking the interview. right? So we used to store all this information into S3, and today I think we have around 50 terabytes of media files, right, belongs to these kind of interactions. All we are storing into S3 bucket, cost effective and everything, right, is still working. Recently, there is a buzz coming out, ChatGPT, AI/ML, plus the SQL, right? So right now we are building two more products. One is what we call centers, wherein you can just send us the call recordings of the agent and the customer, and we do different kind of analytics on that, like your emotions, how the sentiment analysis are going on, how the conversation was going on, and we are generating proper reports out of that, right? So again, it's scalable. We must be launching in the next couple of weeks, right? So the second product that's in work in progress is your cloud security posture management. The security is a big problem or a challenge when it comes to public cloud, right? Most of the public or cloud users are not aware of what their security posture is, right? So believe me, when I run this product on my infrastructure itself, right? So there were a lot of vulnerabilities, and I was shocked looking at that, right? So I closed first of all using this tool itself, and we might be launching this product in the next couple of months, right? So this is the product journey we have.
Interesting line of products, right? And with different years coming in, you have just quickly moved from one product to other product to third product.
What can you expect from that?
I want to know, when you have this idea and when you see an application of that product that you're trying to build, then of course comes a question on where do I host this product, where do I develop this product, and how do I roll out this product to multiple users at scale, right? And I don't know what the scale would be. It could attract 200 customers or it could attract to 1 million customers. So what was the thought process that you went through in deciding on what should be the right platform for such scalable products, and it's a SaaS-based world now? So what was that thought process and why did you choose AWS?
Okay, so I think the first thing was the global presence. Okay, so it is important that whenever you are making any product, along with the scalability, you can roll out this anywhere, right? And when I say this, because I came from a world where a lot of compliances would have been taken care of, right? So all the AWS services, except I was going through the list. I think it's only AWS satellite. I could not do because I don't have a basis system, right? So otherwise, it's like, so let me tell you this, a good example that I give always. Have you seen these Lego blocks, right? So you get this Lego block to me in the form of AWS services, and there are a lot of services, right? So it is like I'm just using that creativity to build it actually. Okay, so that way, whether it's S3, EC2 instances, I think everyone starts from there, right? But in the initial days when I was using it, I was just scrubbing all these blocks, developing my product and everything. But I have seen in last 3 years that AWS is providing the blueprint, right? So those services like your AWS Batch, Lightsafe, all those things internally are using the same services, but giving ease of use to the customer, right? So today, rather than I spend a lot of time architecting the scalability, cost effectiveness and everything, I'm using those services and saving my time, right? So this is the experience what I have, and so far it's nice. I try to use all, other public clouds as well, but I think still I feel more comfortable with it.
Thank you so much. It was lovely hearing your experience as well.
Some medical success to Delhi, right? So they are quite like on a ground, I should like to allow us nurses there or want him on the website, right? Because
villages में it's obvious, right? कि AI क्या कर रहा है? अगर हम बहुत ही
उसको मतलब अगर मैं बहुत ही बेसिक लेवल पे देखूं, इट इज टेकिंग द इंटेलिजेंस ऑफ एन एक्सपर्ट और उसको फॉर लैक ऑफ अ बेटर वर्ड आप डॉकर कंटेनर में डाल रहे हो और उसको कहीं भी डिप्लॉय कर रहे हो, राइट? आज की डेट में अगर आपको एक एक्सरे पे कैंसर ढूंढना है, राइट, तो एक यू नो देयर आर गुड डॉक्टर्स, ग्रेट डॉक्टर्स एंड नॉट सो गुड डॉक्टर्स, राइट? मतलब वो भी इंसान है, इंसान हर लेवल के होते हैं, राइट? तो यूजिंग एआई आप क्या कर सकते हो, आपने लेट्स से 10,000 एक्सरे लिए, 5,000 में कैंसर है, 5,000 में कैंसर नहीं है, राइट? अब ये हमें पता कैसे चलेगा कि 5,000 में है, 5,000 में नहीं है? बिकॉज अगर मैं अच्छा डॉक्टर नहीं हूं तो मैं 3,000 ही ढूंढ पाऊंगा। अगर मैं बहुत अच्छा डॉक्टर हूं शायद मैं 5 की जगह 5,500 ढूंढ लूं, जो 500 मिस हो रहे हैं। सो व्हाट वी कैन डू इज वी कैन टेक एक एक्सपर्ट, समबडी जिसके पास 30 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है, उससे हम वो 10,000 स्कैन पढ़वाएंगे, उससे पूछेंगे यार आप बताओ किसमें कैंसर है, किसमें कैंसर नहीं है। फिर वो डेटा लेके हम एक एआई मॉडल को ट्रेन करेंगे एंड वो एआई मॉडल वो 30 साल वाले एक्सपीरियंस वाले डॉक्टर का, जो दिल्ली में बैठा है, बॉम्बे में बैठा है, यूएस में बैठा है, कहीं अलग ही जगह बैठा है, उसकी इंटेलिजेंस को लेके हमने एक एआई में बना दिया और वो एआई को लेके उत्तराखंड के रूरल एरिया में एक एक्सरे मशीन के साथ जोड़ कि जब वहां पे विलेजर आ रहा है उसका एक्सरे से स्कैन हो रहा है और विद इन 5 सेकेंड्स, 15 सेकेंड्स, 25 सेकेंड्स वो बता देगा कैंसर, नो कैंसर। सो दैट इज द एडवांटेज ऑफ एआई इन जनरल कि आपने एक एक्सपर्ट लेवल पर्सन की इंटेलिजेंस को पूरी दुनिया में डेमोक्रेटाइज कर दिया।
तो इसके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं? SMB लीडर्स स्टूडियो में यहाँ इन्होंने बहुत अच्छा एक प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज किया, तो क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
I will first thank you to the AWS to organizing such a wonderful event, the event called SME on AWS. The AWS focus how SME can onboard on AWS and how they can use the services of AWS. AWS has a variety of services. They have especially focused on SME sector. They have a pay and use model where you don't need to worry about your bills. You just need to use the services. After that, you can pay depending upon your usage. You don't need to pay monthly in advance. Secondly, they are especially focused on SME. Lots of cloud services are focusing on large enterprises, but AWS has a variety of services for SMEs, MSMEs, and startups. And the audience is very, very fruitful for this discussion what we had right now. And AWS is the #1 cloud service provider in the world, and they have lots of competitors, but what's the advantage of AWS? Their support. They have a variety of support services. You can access the support services 24/7 from your desk. You have also option to get support from AWS certified engineers as well. So that's the main theme of this event, and I am hoping there are lots of more discussions in near future.
SME ऑन क्लाउड्स के बारे में भी कुछ बताया है यहाँ पर, तो ये क्लाउड्स का आम दर्शकों के लिए थोड़ा कन्फ्यूजन है, वो भी आप क्लियर कर दें।
क्लाउड्स के लिए ज़्यादातर ये जो नॉर्मल यूजर हैं उनके बारे में ज़्यादा जो कन्फ्यूजन है वो क्या है, वो सिक्योरिटी के लेके थोड़ा सा वो होते हैं। जैसे मान लो अब जब भी हम क्लाउड की बात करते हैं तो पीपल समझते हैं क्लाउड क्या है, और आपका डेटा ऑनलाइन है। अब जहाँ डेटा ऑनलाइन है और सिक्योरिटी, ऑब्वियसली सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न ज़रूर होगा, और उसी के लिए थोड़ा सा जो SME क्लाइंट है या जो नॉर्मल यूज़र है वो थोड़ा सा डरता है। लेकिन अगर आप AWS की सर्विसेज यूज़ करते हो तो एज आई टोल्ड यू अर्लियर, they are the #1 cloud services provider, and they are not going to compromise with your security. If your data is on AWS, then it's 100% secure. You must have heard about 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐿 app. 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐿 app is 100% hosted on AWS. Our all vaccination certificate is already hosted on AWS. So we don't need to worry about the security. It's 100% secure. Lots of Government of India app is also hosted on AWS. So normal users do not need to worry anything about the security.
थैंक यू वेरी मच, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू।
आपका रोहित जी, आपने बहुत अच्छी इन्फॉर्मेशन जो है आम जनता के लिए दी है।